Hello everyone, nubkeks here. Welcome back to Nubraid. It's going to be 3 videos today. Faction Wars I will do later, so stay tuned for that. But we've got info on the upcoming Summon Rush. It is a Summon Rush this weekend. Now there are 50% more event points from your Primal Shards. I would highly recommend not doing that. Great if you want to spend money. Like if you are rich, you're an oil baron, go for it. Primal Shards actually are really good for completing Summon Rush events and Decks of Fate and stuff like that. So yeah, if you've got like an infinite reserve, and it's amazing for most players who don't have infinite money, you really want to save your Primal Shards to try get mythicals for 2x mythicals. And I do think we'll probably see a 2x mythical soon. And if you caught my video earlier with a new mythical coming with an event dungeon, I would not be shocked to see like 2x mythicals with the 10x for that mythical event dungeon boss. Yeah, that's my theory. Anyway, these are the champions that are boosted for this weekend. Long story short, I think that none of these are as good as the progressive that's on today. So I think the progressive chants today, the champions today, are much better overall than these. These are still good, but I think the ones today are better. But you don't get the Summon Rush rewards. But I think that's fine. Like unless you're going to be really pulling a lot of shards and getting Summon Rush rewards. Yeah, I don't know. For me, I'm skipping all of them, but let's take a look here. So we've got Wallmaster Atharion, first Axe Tuskor, Thor, Harima, Staltus. Then from the Voids, we've got Chalco, Onryo, and Leorius. It's a good mix of champions. So I think Harima stands out as particularly good because she's a great damage dealer, but very strong with for some of the Chimera rotations, very strong for Hydra, but particularly good for Arena with her passive. She's sort of like a ninja style damage. Typically, probably even doesn't do quite as much damage as him, but she's tankier and her passive is crazy. So I think she stands out as probably the best one of these. I'm a big fan of Wallmaster as well. I think he's really good. Great damage, self buffs, great debuffs. He's fantastic, very strong. Thor is obviously really good as well. I think they're pretty similar. Thor will do more damage for like Hydra. Thor will just do more damage in general. But Wallmaster, he's bringing the utility that I think makes him generally a little bit better. But they're pretty. I'd rank them kind of equally. I'll put Harima a bit ahead. I'm not sure about Tuskor. He's fairly new. Haven't seen much about him. I think he's like extra turn boy. People liking him. But yeah, like double hitter, self buffs, extra turn if he kills an enemy, AoE, more damage for buffs, decreases cooldown. If he kills lots of enemies, starts getting extra turns. A1 can give extra turns boost up his damage and stuff. I think he's fine. But I wouldn't go crazy for him. He's like, I think when he works, he's gonna work it like ridiculous. He's gonna be a monster. But you need to be killing lots of enemies. So he's sort of good. The easier the content is, and therefore the less important it is to do, the better he is. So yeah. Staltus, I think, is very solid. I'd say probably not as good as the others, but still very good. That would be sort of my thoughts on it. I think Harima is the definite winner from these, but Atharion is amazing. Thor is really, really good. And Staltus is great too for AoE stuns and just AoE damage. Staltus also does have some use with his passive against Dragon Hard Mode, though Dragon Hard Mode is not very hard these days. I just Marius kill. To be fair, for most dungeons, my team now is just Marius. Maybe give him a healer or something if he needs it, you know? Like Ice Golem, Marius, but he's got some unkillable. I think he's got Man-Eater Marius. It's a fun one for Ice Golem. So yeah, for the Voids, Leorius again is a bit old in my opinion. I think he's good. He's decent in Arena. He's got 2 AoEs. He's got a great passive, and even a great passive on his A2 that makes him immune to crowd control. He's really good, but he's not someone I'd be chasing. I think Onryo is actually fairly darn good. I'd be putting Onryo as probably somewhat similar to the Thor and the Wallmaster. Massive damage potential. He's more single target, but he can splash damage. So he's really good. He's also very solid for Arena. And even his A1 against like Sifi Rotus, his A1 will just rip them apart. It's absolutely crazy. Then Chalco. Chalco's pretty similar. I think Chalco, it's hard to know at Chalco. I've seen very few people use him. I did use him on the test server. I was really blown away, but I've seen nobody else use him. But his A2 is real good. Block passives, decrease defense, and then spread them around. is legit really good, and he counterattacks with this when enemies attempt to use crowd control against him, which is cool. The guy's pretty sick, and he's got AoE, self buffs increase accuracy, AoE decrease speed. I thought he was a monster for Hydra, absolute monster. He just basically, the Head of Torment comes in. If he touches the Head of Torment, he removes the True Fear. Then he nukes them with this move. Then it True Fears him again, and then he nukes them with the move again. It doesn't happen more than that, but he basically gets to nuke it twice, so he just rips it apart. So I think he's really good. Yeah, I mean, I'd be honest. He probably should be rated. I think they're all pretty similar. I would say Harima number one, and then I would say I would personally put probably Wallmaster number two, just because of the utility. But if you want to pick Thor Staltus, then that's fine. Then from the Voids, I personally probably put Onryo number one and Chalco number two. Those would be sort of my thoughts on it. And honestly, I probably wouldn't pull on a progressive event for Leorius or for First Axe Tuskor. I don't know if I go for it with Staltus either, to be honest with you. Maybe for Thor. Thor, it's a bit of bias. Thor's just kind of cool. He's freaking Thor, man. So I'll give Thor a number three. There we go. These are the champions I'd actually pull for. Harima, actually, I just, again, make it. She stands out to me. The others are good. The epics are great. Geomancer, probably number one. I mean, honestly, this is a tough one. Those epics are all so good. Geomancer would be number one. Geomancer, great. He'd be number one. But Neldor is really good too. Phoenix is really good. He's a bit harder to use, I would say. You need pretty good setup to really make the most of his A1. But he can do massive damage. Neldor is really good, actually. Neldor is particularly good for Fire Knight. So if you are coming in for Fire Knight hard and you don't have Newt, Neldor, I'm in the wrong faction. Neldor is like one of the next best things. He's your accessible option. He's the 3 hits, each hit a chance to freeze, but the big thing is whenever an ally places a freeze, he has a chance to go in with his default skill. Then he has a 4-hitter for knocking down the shield. He can put decrease attack, decrease accuracy. If the boss will get turns, this will help you survive. And then he also has an AoE with decreased speed. He brings a lot for Fire Knight hard. I think he's really good. He's got super high ratings there, and I think he absolutely deserves it. So I think Neldor actually really good. I'd say Geomancer helps you in more areas, but Geomancer eventually falls off and you don't really use him much. Whereas Neldor, for many accounts, might stay relevant for a long time in Fire Knight hard. So I'd say Geomancer number one, but Neldor two. I would put Phoenix third. I think he is strong. But at the end of the day, he is just a damage dealer. He's got massive potential, but you need massive gear and the right champions. So I'd be like 1, 2, and then probably 3. Akemtum is real strong. We use double Akemtum for faction crypts. He's really nice because his passive, when he triggers damage from poisons to other enemies under Hex, that can trigger like stun set and stuff, which is bizarre, but that's how it works. And he had the AoE Hex, placing poisons and spreading them around. It's pretty good when you've got 2 of them as well. So Kemptum's cool. And then Whisper is massive single target damage. Which would I rather have? It sort of depends. Again, Whisper is probably the more replaceable one, but she does some more fancy things. I'd probably be going for a Kemptum first. And I'd actually probably be going for Neldor over both of them. I'll put Whisper is pretty similar to Phoenix. Whisper is crazy good. I mean, I'm a big fan of Whisper, but there are just many champions who can do a very similar thing to what she does. Akemtum is quite unique. So I'd be giving Akemtum the number 1 and Whisper number 2. All of these epics are epics you want to have. They're all epics that you would build up. Yeah, again, like, would you chase them in a progressive? I'd probably chase Geomancer in a progressive. And I would consider Neldor. I genuinely would if you're stuck on Fire Knight hard. Again, obviously, if you got loads of freeze champions, you're good, right? You don't need them. But Neldor is pretty legit for Fire Knight hard if you're stuck. Him plus Creodan. The 2 of them, I think, can do it, which is insane. 2 epics for Fire Knight hard. If only they'd been there when Fire Knight hard first came out. Alas. But there we go. That's my thoughts on that. For me, personally, skip this. And I really think the Primal Shard thing is a bait. I think we're really due a 2x Primals, and we could see a 2x with a 10x Mythicals. Seems to me like something that might start soon. I don't know. There we go. That's what I think. Let me know what you think. Thank you for watching. And thank you if you do watch all 3 videos today as well. My gosh. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.